Hello everyone. Alright, so let's continue on with solving equations and let's take a look at some different problems. Let's take a look at this one here. Say we have -2 equals x over 5 minus 12. Alright, so again we want to solve for x, so we want to get x by itself, right? So we have a -12 here, we have a 5 here on the right hand side. Joining the x, we have to get rid of that -12, right? So I'm going to do that by adding 12 to both sides. Okay, so on the right hand side, see this is the right color here, we just have the x over 5, right? Because that -12 and the +12, they cancel, right? They go to 0. And then on the left hand side, you have -2 plus 12, so that's just 10. Okay? So we made it a little bit easier. So the only thing we have to do now is multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 1/5, which is 5 over 1. So let's do that. If we multiply 5 over 1 to the right hand side, then we have to do the same thing to the left hand side, right? So multiply 5 over 1 to 10, right? So now we're left with x on the right hand side, right? Because this 5 and this 5, they cancel, they go to 1. And on the left hand side we have 5 times the 10, which is 50. Oh, that's the wrong color. Let's try to match it up here. So that's just the 50, right? Over 1, but that's just 50. Right? So we're happy. We have x is equal to 50. Alright, moving on up, let's say we have this problem here. -2 is equal to 5 plus y, and that's all over 3. Okay, so here I want to get rid of this 3 first, right? In relation to the y, it's being divided, right? So what I want to do is multiply the right hand side by 3. Okay, if you want, you can put parentheses around here, and then I want to do the exact same thing on the left hand side. Since there's a negative, I'll put the parentheses around the 3, right? And if you want, you can put parentheses around this one too, to indicate that you're multiplying. Okay, so now here you just, this 3 and this 3, boom, they're gone, right? And you're left with, see, I think it's this color here, the 5 plus the y, right, on the right hand side. And then on the left hand side you have 3, right, multiply with the -2, and that gives you a -6, right? We're getting closer to getting y by itself, and that's the whole point, right? So our next step, we want to get rid of this 5, right? So it's a plus sign there, right? We know it's a plus sign, so we take the sign to the left of the number. So we're going to do the opposite, right? So we're going to minus the 5. But we do to one side, we have to do the exact same thing to the other side, so minus 5 on this side. All right, if it helps, you can draw a little line here, right? But that's up to you. And then you have the equal sign, right? And you're just left with the positive y, so I'll just write it as y. And what happened to our plus 5 and minus 5? Right? They combine to equal 0, so you don't need to write that again. And we have our answer on the left hand side. You have -6 plus a -5, or combine the two negatives, you have -11. Right? So we have our answer. Y is equal to -11. And we're pretty happy with that. Right? Hence a big smile right here. Fix that eye. Okay, what if we have this equation here. 3 in parentheses n plus 4 equals -4. Right? What I want to do here is I want to distribute this 3. Right? So I'm going to do that to multiply that with the n. So I'm going to get 3n. Right? And then I'm going to do the same thing here. 3 times the plus 4. So I'm going to get 12. And I'm going to have my equal sign there. -4. Right? So now we have this 3n plus 12 on the left hand side equals -4. I know I want to get rid of this plus 12, right? So what I want to do is minus 12 to both sides, right? So let's just do that. Here we go, minus 12 here, minus 12 here. Okay, so if it helps, you can draw the little line. Right? This is going to be -4, -12, so that's -16. Okay, and we have the 3n on the left hand side. Right? We know that the plus 12 and the minus 12, they combine to 0, so we don't need to write those numbers again. Right? Now there's only one step left to do, and that is to get rid of this 3, and it's 3 times n. So you do the opposite of that, so you divide by 3. So here we go, 3, divide this by 3 also. Alright, so this 3 and this 3, they go to 1. So our answer, right, let's make a little space here, continue over here, right? So we have n on the left hand side, that looks good, and we have -16 over 3, right? We'll leave it as an improper fraction, no big deal, and we'll circle it so we know. So that's our answer here, right? -16 over 3. Alright, let's do our last problem for this lesson here. Let's say we have (2t minus 10 minus t is equal to 5. Right? So notice we have a t here and a t over here. So we want to combine those two first, right? So 2t minus t gives you just 1t, or just t, right? So we can actually erase this one. We don't need that, right? So it's gone. So we have that -10. So this, we have that -10. So let's bring that down also, right? And we have the equal sign. You always try to line up that equal sign. That really helps, right? And then here's the 5. Come right down on the right hand side. So now we only have one step left, right? And that is to get rid of this -10. So in order to do that, I'm just going to add 10. Boom, done, left hand side. Same thing on the right hand side. You always want to keep the equation balanced, right? Now it's balanced, it's good to go. So here we go, -10 and +10, boom, gone, right? Just the t is left. And I think it's this color, right? And it's equal to what? Well, we have 5 plus 10. I think we all know that. It's just 15. And there's nothing else surrounding the t. So we solved for the t. We isolated the t. We got the t by itself. They all mean the same thing, right? Essentially, we solve for t. Okay? We solve for the equation, right? And that's it. And pick a nice color to circle this. So t is equal to 15. Right? And if you plug t back in here, I'll leave that up to you, it should hold up. The left hand side should equal the right hand side. Okay? And we're all done because we're happy with this also.